This video is going to be on water clarity and how I keep my water crystal clear. Hang around to the end of the video as I'll be doing my week in reefing and telling you my parameters for the week. I had a local reefer come over to see the tank at the weekend to pick up some frags, and he couldn't believe how crystal clear my water was. He looked through the side. The fish looked like they were just floating in midair. So I'm going to run you through my system and show you how I keep my water crystal clear. From the top down, you can see the fish, but you can't see any water. It's absolutely crystal clear at the moment. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is mechanical filtration. And I'm using a Clara C roller filter. This is a Gen 3 Clara C. So the water comes over the weir, goes down into the sump, and it gets forced through this filter roller. It gets forced through the fleece, which takes any particulates out of the water. Any uneaten food or any algae floating in the water will then get forced into this fleece. And as it rolls round, will get trapped in the dirty side. And it doesn't smell, it doesn't make any noise. It's an absolutely awesome bit of kit. I've had this for about 3 years now, and I change the roll every 2 to 3 months. Okay, next bit of mechanical filtration is the skimmer. So if it doesn't get caught in the filter roller, then the skimmer's going to take it out, and look how disgusting that is. Okay, that takes small particles out of the water. It breaks down proteins. This is an absolute beast of a skimmer, and I'll always go Deltec on my skimmers. Now we're going to move on to the organics, and that's the sort of yellow tinge that you can see in the water. When you do a water change in a white bucket, you can see a sort of yellowy tinge, and the skimmer will take a lot of that out of the water as well. And I'm also using carbon. Carbon's gone a bit sort of unpopular with the reefers at the moment, just because it takes out some trace elements and bits and pieces. But I still think carbon is an absolute must on a reef tank. I always try and use a good quality carbon. At the moment, I'm using the nice carbon, which is working really well. As you can see, my water is absolutely crystal clear. You can see I don't run a lot. I only run about sort of 150 grams to 200 grams, and I change that out every sort of 6 weeks or so. I've run carbon in my tanks for years, and I've never had a problem. I've got a purple tang that's absolutely pristine. It's been in my tank for over 4 years. It's one of the healthiest fishes that you'll see. And I think that's due to sort of high quality carbon and not the sort of cheap stuff. And I do flush it through as well, the carbon, before I turn it on into my system. This is so clear, it looks like a photo. But the camera really doesn't do it really justice. You have to actually see it from the side and have a look all the way down the sort of 5-foot length of the tank. You can see how clear the water is. I quite like the look of having a clear background. With the black, you can't really see it, but with a clear background, it just looks like the fish are floating. And that's why Peninsula tanks look so good. Other things that I've used to keep my water so clear is Reef Snow, or Reef Elements do a product called Blizzard, which is really good as well. And it's basically a flocculant that will bind particulates in the water, send it over the weir into the filtration and be taken out by the roller filter or the skimmer. Before I brought the filter roller, I used to use filter floss, and that worked really well. But then I moved to socks, and I really couldn't get on with socks. They would clog up really fast, probably about 2 to 3 days. I'd be cleaning them, and you know, the difference between cleaning filter socks every 2 to 3 days or having a filter roller that you just change out once every 2 to 3 months is day and night. And I'd rather go with the filter roller any day. That was such a good buy for my reef tank. And actually replacing the roll isn't too bad. I'll do a video on it. I basically just staple the new one on, roll it through, take the old one off, and then it's good to go. If you're still here, thank you very much for watching. Now we're going to go on to my week in reefing. As you know, I test every week when I'm here, and I'm normally pretty good with it, but my salinity has started to rise. It got up to nearly 36, and my local reefer, the guy that picked up the frags, let me know because he tested my water, and I tested it again, and yeah, it was 36. This is due to me using a dosing pump for an ATO instead of an actual ATO. So yeah, I'm slightly underdoing it every week, and so I need to top it up with fresh RO water, and I just haven't obviously put enough in. I'm also quite low on alkalinity. I'm still on 7, and now I'm dosing 120 mils of reef sediments. So yeah, I'm gonna have to up that again this week. So I'm gonna have to do it to 130 because I want it between 7 and 8, and it's right on the bottom, obviously. Also, what has happened this week, you can see my Bengal cardinal has had its babies. So the eggs have hatched and the babies are swimming around protected in the dad's mouth. You can see their little eyes poking out. They're pretty much ready to go now, and he releases them in the night, and a lot of them unfortunately will get eaten by the fish. Some end up in the sump and the filter roller. I've tried to keep them alive a few times, but it is very difficult. They sort of get sucked up by the pumps or the fish eat them. And here are my parameters. Alkalinity is at 7, calcium's at 400. So they're a little bit low, but I'm just going to up my dosage. And I've got salinity back down to 35. Okay, if you're in the UK, there's a couple of aquarium shows or reef shows coming up. One on the 20th of September, I'm going to Aqua H on the Saturday. So if you see my mug and this t-shirt, come up to me, say hello. I'm happy to talk about reefing. Also, if you like my videos, please like and subscribe. There's still a lot of people that are watching the video that haven't subscribed. It's free and it really will support my channel, and I'll be able to make more videos like this that you can watch, and we can sort of learn the hobby together. Because yeah, I've done reefing for 23 years, but I'm still learning as I go along and picking up new things off people through YouTube, and it's such a good platform to learn and to expand this hobby. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.